Hello everyone. Well, oh well, what do we have here? It's my package from JM Bullion. I wonder what we have inside. Well, I shouldn't say that because the contents were very expensive, so I know it can only be one thing because emptying my bank account for this prevented me from buying other things of value, and that's not something I would forget about. Do you want to see something truly rare that few, if any other YouTubers would be willing or able to unbox? If the answer to that is yes, please show me now, then I highly recommend staying tuned. But before we get to that, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I love to interact with those who watch my videos, and I actually learn quite a bit from that, which helps me improve my videos. Around the beginning of November, I had a lapse in sanity because I looked on JM Bullion and SD Bullion and found that both had for sale US Palladium Eagles 1 ounce 2021 Brilliant Uncirculated, to which my brain said, all hands on deck! This is a time-sensitive offer, but alas, they were made of unfordium, and by that measure, unobtainium as well, and when I checked back 2 days later, SD Bullion had sold out, and I had predicted they would. But JM Bullion did not sell out, at least not on pre-order, and I had to save up at least one more paycheck to get that. The reason? They marked it up around 20%, and despite being tax exempt, they still charge me sales tax anyway, and overall, on November 10th, 2021, I paid $23.83 for the Palladium Eagle and about $70 for the two US Silver Type 2 Eagles, which I will show you first. The sales tax was around $150, and I even paid for shipping because they recommend that since the US Postal Service delivers mail exactly as you would expect. Poorly. But even with all of that, I still think it's worth it because of what that is and how often the US Mint makes it. The US Silver Eagles came in the same package because I ordered them as part of the same order because I needed them for something. When I do these unboxings, I like to show you everything. Sometimes viewers will ask me the measurements on a coin, and I try to do the very best that I can to provide that. I know that if someone spends $35 on a silver coin or $2,500 on a palladium coin, then they would definitely want to see if the measurements are true to the specs provided online, and I make sure that I measure everything on camera because you can see it when I see it, and you can see it as I use the same measuring tool that I use. Today, I will be adding a scale to my presentation. I tested it with calibration weights, and it's accurate. My goal is to show you everything that I can see. I show you the invoice, the specs, the size, the measurements, the weight. Transparency is important to me because when I was new to stacking metals, I did not know where to buy or what to do, and I always wondered if I was getting a good deal or making a good decision. Hopefully, if you are watching me show you a $2,500 palladium coin, you will feel a little less stupid about buying something that has only a 5 to 10% markup over spot price. The reason I went crazy when I saw the Palladium Eagles for sale is because normally the US Mint only makes proof coins of palladium. I looked at some of those and they can easily go for over $5,000, which is outrageous. If I buy palladium, I'd preferably buy a US coin. It's really expensive though, so I only want to get one. Just one so that I can say I have one. I don't plan on stacking more because of how rare they are and because of how expensive they are, and even though I sort of got raked over the coals for the premium and the sales tax, I still think it's worth it because of how rare this is. To my knowledge, the US Mint has not made a non-proof palladium coin since 2017, and those proof coins are crazy expensive. So as soon as I saw the Brilliant Uncirculated coin, I wanted to get it, and I had to have it. And you better believe that I'm not the only one who wants this. You want to know the most common use of palladium? Catalytic converters. They convert toxic exhaust fumes from combustion engines to less harmful gases. The process is a bit complicated, but in the presence of palladium and heat, lethal carbon monoxide bonds with oxygen to make non-toxic carbon dioxide. Because of costs, so I have read, platinum is used for catalytic converters on diesel engines, but palladium is used for catalytic converters on gasoline engines. So what does that mean? The demand is so high that they can't keep it on the shelves. Also, the demand is so high that people can't keep it in their cars. Confused? Theft of catalytic converters has exploded. Selling a catalytic converter legitimately could get you $200, and if it's a big engine, it can get you hundreds more. I think the highest figure I saw for a catalytic converter was around $1,000, but don't quote me on that because I'm just some guy on the internet. I am, however, very serious when I say this stuff is valuable. Now, you can tell me that gasoline cars are going to get phased out because we will all be driving electric cars in the future, so the demand for palladium will go down. You know what I have to say to that? Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! You know, the most ardent criticisms I've heard about electric vehicles have come from scientists and engineers who actually understand what energy is and how that energy or stored energy can be converted into mechanical motion. I will save you the lesson in physics and chemistry, but if you are interested, there are some great videos by Engineering Explained and Thunderf00t which do a great job explaining all of these concepts, and I'll post the links in the description. But if you're not interested in the science behind it, I will make 2 quick points. The first is that electric cars have been around for decades. They were developed at the end of the 19th century, and then in the 20th century, they were used to drive around the moon. And if they were so much better, we probably would have been using those instead because engineering costs don't stay disconnected from reality forever. And the second point is that although widespread use of electric cars is new, they can be unreliable and expensive to fix. A few months ago, I saw an article about a guy who needed to replace the battery in his Tesla, and the authorized repair shop wanted to charge this poor guy some $20,000 or more to fix the battery, and the guy managed to get it repaired for around $5,000, but that's still a lot of money. Many people are happy with Teslas, and they're fun and luxurious cars, and they have crazy fast acceleration, so it's really cool to drive, and a lot of people are happy with them, but the used car market for them remains to be seen, and the resale value, at least to me, does not look that promising to me at this point in time. But let's say everything I said about electric vehicles is wrong and we will all be driving electric cars 10 years from now and there will be no more gasoline cars. If that is true, then the physical realities of how a battery functions will also come into play, and they may not be using palladium to make those batteries, but they will certainly have to use lots of silver to make the cars and the electric systems. Silver like the kind of coins I showed you just a few short minutes ago. Maybe consider buying some silver. That's pretty good to have too. But anyway, regardless of which one, I think precious metals are good to have, and I'm happy with the purchase I made. Ultimately, that is what counts, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I got because I certainly enjoyed showing it to you. I hope you found that informative. Please check back in the future for more videos like this, and thank you very much for watching.